Alright, good afternoon, class. I'm going to do a little bit of review. Well, not review, I guess kind of new stuff also. I might be able to go to page 54, continuing of what we did yesterday of adding and subtracting, like, not just integers, which are whole numbers, but we're adding, subtracting numbers that got decimals and mixed numbers, right? Or like fractions and mixed numbers. So it made it a little more complicated. So I'm going to go over some more practice of adding and subtracting fractions and decimals. You guys are going to have a quiz after this video. The quiz will only have whole numbers, so that should be a lot easier. But this will kind of help you with it also. So if you're good at this, you should definitely be good with the quiz. Keep in mind for the quiz, no calculators, no cell phones, no notes for this one. Just try your best on your own. When you're done with it, you're going to give it to the sub. And yeah. Okay, so we went over A. Again, you guys should be on page 54. We went over A yesterday. I want to go over B and C. Let's see. Alright, so B says, at the start of a trip, a car's gas tank contains 12 gallons of gasoline. During the trip, the car consumes 10 1/8 gallons. How much is left in the tank? So they have 12 already to start with, right? You got 12. It says the car consumes. That means it uses 10 1/8 gallons. So if it uses it, it's going to lose it, right? You could write minus 10 1/8. Or you can also write plus negative 10 1/8. Either one is okay. For this one, I'm just going to keep it as subtraction. So right here, if you got a whole number and you got a whole number with a fraction, what you could just start off with is just do the whole numbers first. 12 take away 10 is 2, right? So you got 2 there, but you're still subtracting another 1/8. Common mistake here is people put 2 and 1/8. If it was a plus like that, then it's 2 and 1/8. But it's a subtraction. Oops. Okay, so now you got 2 take away 1/8. Some of you guys can get straight to the answer from there. If not, I'm going to show you guys the other way, the longer way, I guess. So I'm going to change 2 into 1 and 8/8. We did this yesterday. 8/8 is one whole, right? One whole plus another 1 makes 2. So I just rewrote 2 like that. The reason I did that is because now we can easily subtract the fractions. What's 8/8 take away 1/8? Just do 8 take away 1, right? It's 7. So we got 1 and 7/8. Don't forget that 1 in front. So answer is 1 and 7/8. Alright, let's look over at C. Alright, so question C says, a fish was swimming 3.5 feet below the water surface at 7 a.m., right? 4 hours later, the fish was at a depth that is 5 1/4 below where it was at 7 a.m. So it was down in the water, right? And then it went down further. It says, what rational number represents the position of the fish at 11 a.m., right? So first, it's 3.5 feet below the water. So if it's below the water, it's going to be negative 3.5. And then what happens? It's gonna, it goes down. It says this goes 5 1/4 feet below. So that means it's going to add another negative 5 1/4. Like that. So that's how you should set it up. Right here, let's do what we did before. We got 2 mixed numbers, right? You can go ahead and just add the 2 whole numbers. Negative 3 and negative 5 makes negative 8. And then you got to do the, think about, here, let's do this part on the side. Half plus 1/4. So again, we just added the whole numbers first, then we're going to add the fractions together after that. Remember, when you're adding fractions, what I got to do to the half is multiply top and bottom by 2/2, so that it becomes 2/4. So now you can add the fractions. 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. So our answer here is -8 3/4. I want to show a quick visual what this looks like. So at 0, imagine that's the water, right? That's the top of the water. So 0 is at the top of the water, right? That's where but the fish is down at -3.5. That's where the fish is, right? That's my little fish there. Doesn't really look like one, but we gotta deal with that. Then it goes down another 5 1/4, so it goes down 5 1/4 more. So that means right now it'll be at -8 3/4. That's kind of how you can visualize it. This is where the fish started, but it went down another 5 1/4, so I got it down there. Okay, so going to the problem set. I'm gonna go over two more problems with you guys. Let me see which ones. Just go over. All right, so we'll go over 1 and 2. So here, number 1, it says a bird was perched atop of a tree, a 15.5-foot tree, and then dives down 6 feet. How far above the ground is the bird's new location? Here, if this time it's above the water, right? It's top of the tree, which is 15.5 foot, and then goes down 6 feet. So you can write -6 or you can write plus -6. Up to you. Right here, if you write plus -6, we got a positive and a negative number, right? We're basically just subtracting. That's why it's the same as subtracting 6. Right here, just do 15, take away 6 is what? 9. But you still got the half. So 9.5 feet. Number 2, it says Mariah owed her grandfather $2.25, but then was able to pay him back $1.50. How much does Mariah currently owe her grandfather? So I'll do this under number. Or here we actually do right here, number 2. Right here, under number 2. He owed her grandfather $2.25, right? So that's gonna be negative $2.25. But then she paid him back $1.50. So that means the debt is part of the debt is taken away, right? So plus 1.50. She gets $1.50 to pay him back. Now we're gonna try to figure out how much does she still gotta how much does she still owe her grandfather. So this part is actually gonna help you guys with the quiz also. We're adding a negative and a positive, right? We're adding two numbers of different signs. What do we gotta do there? I want you guys to think about that. What do we gotta do there? We do the bigger one, take away the smaller one, right? So you gotta do 225, take away 150. If you need to write it out like this, let's do this. We're not gonna do number 3, so you guys can write it under number 3. How do we subtract that? 5 took away 0 is 5. 2 cannot take away from 5, right? So you go ahead and borrow from that 2. Turn the 2 into 12. 12 take away 5 is 7. And 1 take away 1 is nothing, right? So we get 75 cents. Is it going to be negative or positive, though? The bigger number was negative, right? So that means your answer is going to be negative. And it's negative because that's how much she still owes. Remember, negative numbers represent owing money. Alright, so we're going to stop the video there, but before you guys stop it, you guys are going to do the quiz right now. When you're done with the quiz, you guys will have some extra time. You guys will have to do numbers 5 and 6. Do the equation and the number line for both of them. So again, right now, you guys are going to start the quiz. and you're gonna do a number. You're gonna go back to this page and do that for number 5 and 6 with the equation and number line after you finish the quiz. All right, so that's gonna be it. Just have a good weekend.